What's up, beautiful people? This is Pretty Girl Love Trap content. This is my recap slash review for Winning Time Season 1, Episode 7, Invisible Man. You guys, this episode was another great one. They are knocking it out the park for me at this point. What do you guys think about this episode and the season thus far? I mean, season's almost ending and it's sad to see it go when it does. But good thing it's been renewed for season 2. But please drop down a comment, share your thoughts about this season and this episode. Please remember to like this video to support your girl, and please subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. If you are, your girl appreciates you very, very much. Okay. So yeah, this episode starts off with a Monopoly analogy, and Bus is just pretty much letting us know, like, yeah, it's a game of strategy, okay? And he has been taking L's with McKinney's situation, his mom. Like, your boy said, I'm overdue, okay? So it's time for me to win and for the situation to pay up, okay? I'm like, all right, Bus, I hear you, bruh. Okay. And so his mom has been diagnosed with cancer. Sad, sad, sad. Cancer sucks in any situation. So not a good feeling. And it's been 6 weeks since McKinney's accident, okay? And Westhead is doing a horrible job. The Lakers are on a losing streak at this point. Riley is also helping him out. He is pretty much doing double duty at this point. He's assistant announcer, commentator, and he's also helping McKinney from the sidelines. I'm like, bro, you need a raise, okay? You're doing 2 jobs at once, all right? So the players are pretty much coaching themselves at this point. I'm like, this is a whole cluster, you know what? And McKinney asks and begs Westhead, like, please keep this situation afloat until I am better and able to come back. I cannot lose this situation and my job. Like, and Paul, I know you don't want to go back to teaching Shakespeare. I'm just saying, like, you seem miserable, so I need you to get your act together, okay? So Paul asked Pat to be his assistant. And with doing so, he has to quit his job as, an announcer. So, Paul's desperate. So he low key, just doing whatever he can say to Pat to get him on board to save his job and to also save Jack's job. So, of course, Pat is all for it. He's been, kind of wanting to be a coach low key. So he ends up, agreeing to be Paul's assistant. Okay. And so the team, they're about to go on a roll, y'all. And it's not about to be no cakewalk, okay? They have Detroit up first, of course, Magic's homeland, all right? And Spencer ain't getting no playing time because, yeah, your boy Paul was salty when he heard that information about Spencer at the hospital. So he pretty much benched your boy, okay? And I'm like, is that professional or not, y'all? Would y'all do that? Let us know. Okay, so Spencer is a beast, okay? He is telling the press, like, yo, I've been getting this garbage trash time, and yeah, we got a problem. Like, Paul ain't doing his job, and Paul is looking at him like, bro, what are you doing here? And Pat was giving him game. He was like, bro, like, these are men. So all you need to do is just apologize. Of course, Paul, he's being a jerk. He don't want to apologize. And Pat was like, yo, these are men, okay? These are not students. They are not boys. If you treat them with respect, you will earn your respect. Like, this is a whole nother level. Like, for real, for real. And I'm like, see, this is why I like you, Pat. This is why we always been here, okay? So Paul, of course, he ain't taking Pat's advice, okay? Because, of course, he know it all. So Cookie, she shows up at this little Christmas press event. And, of course, Magic is there because, I'm sure he invited her and her friend, I would call that friend loosely. Okay, her name is Rhonda. She's accompanying her. And, of course, Magic is happy to see Cookie. And, they kind of, swooning at each other a little bit. But Magic is whisked off to, talk to some, other people, trying to use his name and collaborate. Okay. And I believe it was Buick. They trying to work up a little deal, but Magic was telling Dr. Day, like, hey, my dad kind of wanted to, be on this with me, but Dr. Day was like, time is money, bro. We ain't got time for that. All right. So daddy ain't gonna be happy about that. But when Magic left, there are some, Caucasian women talking to Cookie was like, yeah, you may have not been good enough. You should have wore brighter colors. And so Rhonda went ahead and cursed them girls out like, don't do that. You don't know what we got going on up here, girl. Bye-bye, all right? So Magic family hosts the team for Christmas dinner. Okay, so everybody is, having a good old time. Mama got a spread laid out. You know how it is, Christmas. African American folk, we put it down. We make sure everything is looking right. Okay, they got the fried chicken and all the sides. Speaking looking good, okay? And so Magic, he tells his father that he pretty much agreed to the deal with Buick already. And his father was kind of shocked because he was like, dang, like I talked to the men on the line and they're saying that's not a good, situation to do that. Like numbers are going down. Okay, of course it's the Motor City. So Pop's got his ear to the streets and he's a little disappointed and not feeling Dr. Day at all. He sniffs Dr. Day and his motive, okay? And Pop was like, you don't have much family around you. You need somebody in your corner. And I agree that he needs somebody with their best interest and his best interests in mind. But I don't feel it has to be family, even though family is probably going to look out for him. Well, is going to look out for him for the most part. But sometimes family are not as well versed and educated in these matters. So that's always a sticky situation, and you hear of ball players, they hiring their friends and family to work for them, which I feel like is a great thing. You want to be able to employ your family and friends. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Working with family is always a sticky situation, but to each his own. It is always a uphill battle when you are mixing business with the pleasure, all right? So we see Norm Nixon, he on the couch and he's telling the rookies how scary the Boston arena is, okay? He's talking about the spirits and the leprechauns and he's just making the situation seem real like tales from the crypt up in there, okay? So I wouldn't want to go there based on his stories, okay? And so we see Irvin Sr. and Kareem, they're having a conversation and they're bonding. And Kareem was like, this is my third plate. I'm like, oh, Kareem, now you want to eat. Mm-hmm. Now you got that attitude out your system. You went ahead and, could eat because you sure didn't want that orange juice that your boy was trying to bring you at 6 in the morning during training camp. But I'm going to let that go, y'all, okay? Because that was aggravating me. But Kareem asked Pops, he's like, has he always been this happy? Like, I don't get it. Black men in America. America doesn't set up black men to be this happy. So his father was pretty much saying, like, yeah, since he's been born, he's always been like that. And Kareem was like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And Pops was like, I understand. I'm from Mississippi. It ain't nothing happy about being black in Mississippi, okay? And, with all the racism and lynchings and stuff, like it's hard to have a smile, let alone keep a smile. And it was also discussing how, Senior is kind of worried about Magic kind of being seemingly oblivious to what's going on in the world. But it's one of those things where it's a gift and a curse. It's a gift that you're able to kind of deal with things in your own way and in its own matter. But at the same time, you don't want them to be completely ignorant because you always want to make sure that you are aware of what's going on in the world. So it was definitely a great conversation between Kareem and Pops. And Kareem low key agrees to kind of be Magic's father on the road. So he's pretty much his road daddy at this point. And he told Pop was like, if you ever need me to whoop his, you know what, I will. And Pop was like, I'm gonna need you to do so. Okay. So I am definitely loving the relationship. It seems that Kareem and Magic will be forming in the future, all right. So we see Pat, he's giving Paul more advice about Boston. And you ain't just playing the people on the court. You playing the fans, you playing the refs, you playing the whole city, and that is not an easy feat. So, bruh, I'm gonna need you to get it together, okay? And meanwhile, while he's getting this advice, he is falling asleep. And Pat's like, bruh, like this is Boston, our arch rival, okay? They have a bird, okay? We do not have time to literally be sleeping on this team. Like I was getting aggravated. So he gets a call, and it's Elgin Baylor, okay? They mistakenly connected Baylor to Paul and Pat's room versus West's room, okay? Because apparently West been bogarting his whole way in this road trip, which, why are you still here, bruh? But whatever. But apparently West is trying to recruit. And he's trying to recruit replacement coaches, okay? But I think Paul, he knows that he's recruiting, but I think he more so is thinking he's recruiting players versus coaches. But Paul does know his ASS is on the line, all right? So Elgin was like, yeah, Pat, as soon as I get in town, you can go on back to your old position, okay? And of course, Pat ain't trying to hear that, all right? So Pat, he was pretty much asking Paul, like, bro, like, I quit my the job. Like, do I have job security? Like, did you know that they're looking for replacements? Of course, he could sniff the lie. He could sniff the lie off of Paul's breath, okay? And Pat's the life. He put my man in the shower. I was like, see, PAT is now spelled MOB, okay? Because we know Pat is about that life. I'm like, yes, Pat. You be playing with your livelihood like that. Like, that's real selfish, Paul. Like, I'm ashamed, okay? So, yeah. Paul's a hot mess. He's starting to really annoy me. Okay, I'm aggravated. So we see Cookie. She shows up at Magic's room the next day, and right before they're supposed to leave town to go to Boston. But I have to like circle back a little bit. Her friend Rhonda showed up at the little dinner shindig with the team without her. So it was definitely odd. I was like, well, maybe she's trying to scope for another player. But the way she been eyeing Magic, I was just like, girl, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you, okay? So Cookie is pretty much, telling Magic, like, I don't know where I fit in all this. Like, who am I to you? Like, you just move around the world and the world just revolves around you. So I don't know what to do, boo. So they end up kissing a little bit, but of course he gotta go. And yeah, she leaves and Rhonda comes out the bathroom talking about who that Magic. The friend, bruh. The friend. And Rhonda, you ain't off the hook either, girl. Both y'all at fault. Rhonda, what are you doing? Now I know these players do not really sanction and agree with this show. I'm just curious of how much of this is true, okay? Because Magic, if you did that, that's scandalous, bro. Mm. So y'all, welcome to Boston. The team arrives with, of course, unwelcome hearts. Okay, they getting cursed out. It's Boston. They're undoubtedly like the most scariest team to play against. Okay, and I think back in the day, Utah was pretty scary too, from the '90s at least. So yeah, Boston, you ain't getting no slack cut up in there. Okay, and we get an intro, the bird. Okay, and they are really portraying Bird like some country hick, okay? I know he was a little country boy, but they are like really showing him like country line dancing, cowboy boot wearing, snuff chewing, like real like country. Not one country, but three countries, all right? And so Bird is just nasty and rude, and yeah, they having a press conference. They don't care nothing about what Magic talking about. They all questioning Bird. Bird giving one word answers. Of course, Magic's trying to put on his charm. The reporters don't care. And Magic is frustrated and goes back to the locker room. He was like, dang, like, what's the issue? And Kareem, he is pretty much, acknowledging, uh, giving him some knowledge and letting him know, like, you're not invisible. Sometimes that silence is power, and you just have to know how to use it, okay? And Magic, he's questioning his personality. He's like, dang, like, do y'all think I'm fake? Like, I don't know. This is how I've been able to deal. He mentioned a few episodes ago, when he had to be shipped off to an all-white school, like he learned how to adjust. He made people come to him and like him. So, that's pretty much how he's been operating at this point. And yeah. But Magic, he ready to whoop Magic's behind, okay? Because they talk about the game plan, and Paul was trying to get people to double team him. Magic was like, nah, bro, he's all mine, okay? I'm going to whip his behind like I did when we did in the college championship. Please believe. Because Paul was more scared of the bird than the team was. They weren't feeling him. They was like, he can't jump. Like, he's not as bad as y'all think he is. Like, come on, bro. So, the game about to start, and Red place Bus in the nosebleeds, okay? And he gives him with the vegetable because he was like, oh, yeah, that's what your coach is right now. I'm like, oh, Red, you cold. And we see him with the binoculars looking up, looking at them like, I'm like, oh, yeah, you a bad man. I wouldn't even sat in the nosebleeds. I would have went to a bar. The view was definitely better, okay? I've been in nosebleeds before. That ain't cute, bro. Like, in the heels, yeah, that wasn't it. That was last minute, but y'all would never ever. I guess the good seats now. All right. So it's a close game, y'all. They fighting tooth and nail, and they are definitely cheating for the Celtics at this point. Westhead is going crazy with the refs, and he's on the verge of getting ejected. Pat low-key pretty much saves him from getting ejected, so Pat gets ejected instead of Paul. And really, with the seconds left on the clock in the game, Cooper hit the game-winning shot, and everybody on the on the team is happy. Okay, the Lakers won the game. Of course, Boston as a whole is pissed. Okay, but whatever. And so we see Bus. He visits Jack. And apparently, they've been playing Monopoly, and he pretty much tells your boy Jack, like, I'm gonna ride with you. You'll gamble, but I'm gonna ride with you for now, okay? But we can't win with Paul. Paul is not gonna get us to the playoffs, so I'm gonna need you to get back right ASAP pronto, my man. Because I can't make too many promises, okay? I got all of the money on the line, all right? But the episode ended, and yes, another good one, y'all. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll holler at you guys in the next episode. Toodles.